Hey guys, my name is Jared Rubio, and then I'm presenting Module 4's Understanding Diversity presentation. The date that this is due is going to be May 4th, 2025, and we're doing this for EDU 302. Cool. So my first slide is my cultural autobiography. I am white, Hispanic male. I'm 23 years old. I am Gen Z, and I would like to identify myself as low middle class. And I am straight, and my future career that I would do want to get into is going to be an English teacher abroad. And then if you could see over here to the right, that's going to be a photo of me as a tutor at a local high school that I used to actually attend to as well. But then I ended up being an avid tutor there as well. So going back to my future career of being an English teacher abroad, that's what made me choose the project proposal slash topic choice of this assignment. Um, I ended up listing everything right here for you guys, what the cultural group is. Um, you guys could go ahead and take a look at that. And I guess the reason why I ended up choosing this culture group is because I wanted to be an English teacher abroad. I visited Japan a couple times already, and I just really enjoy my time being there. Everything about it was super fun, and it's just like a little adventure. The weather, the people are so friendly, and I could definitely see it as a culture that I'd want to embed myself in. So that's why I just thought the project proposal and the topic choice for was appropriate in this sense. Some of the good sources that I ended up looking into was this source. If you click this link, and this is also the title right there, the cultural and institutional obstacles that Japanese students of English and need to overcome. Um, the source is pretty much like an online article that pretty much goes into all the obstacles and boundaries and cultural obstacles as well that English teachers need to overcome when they're teaching in Japan. Adapting to cultural differences is a major takeaway, that is something that I ended up taking away from this online article, and that Japanese students tend to be a lot more shy when it comes to learning English. That's a little typo right there, so if you don't mind, just act like the word shy is right there. How can an English teacher be help students who are terrified to speak, especially in Japan? So there's this app, and it's pretty much like a social media, kind of like a social media online post, like forum type of thing. Kind of reminds me of Reddit, if you guys are familiar with that. It's called Quora. But essentially, people end up asking questions on this app called Quora, and people end up responding. The question in this specific forum was, how can an English teacher help students who are terrified to speak English, especially in Japan? I ended up taking out that I never knew this as well, but I guess the pronunciation of L doesn't really exist, or the pronunciations of R's don't really exist in the Japanese language. So helping them pronounce the letter L's, so that way it's a little bit more easier for them to adjust to English. Like I said before, some of the Japanese students are shy, and as well as making them work in pairs is really beneficial, as they won't feel like they're presenting in front of the whole classroom. So, and then this will get them more comfortable to speak English in front of everyone. And then my last source, I really gravitated towards this source, and I think this source is, I think it's the most informative out of all the other ones. I know you guys who are watching this presentation haven't seen my all my sources that I ended up doing for this module down here, but Takashi is pretty much owns his own YouTube channel called Takashi from Japan. Essentially, his whole YouTube channel is just interviewing a whole bunch of random people off the streets of Japan whether if you're a foreigner or whether if like you're an English teacher abroad or whoever you are, if you're a local. And he pretty much just asks him different questions every different like segment or every different like YouTube post that he does. And this days he ends up going up to like a black male, which I believe he's from America just because of his accent, about what you should do in Japan. I ended up learning that the Japanese society has a lot of is really based on a whole bunch of social rules and social cues and stuff like that, such as like taking off your shoes before you enter homes, like not speaking on trains loudly, wearing masks when you have a cold. And then he pretty much just goes on to state that anything that would make you stand out in a negative way, just don't do it. And then last but not least, that you should always try to act like a local when visiting a foreign country. But since you are a foreigner, you should be obligated to even act better than if you were a local, which totally makes sense to me. This is a little photo of him to the right. And then I'm pretty sure maybe some of you have already seen some of his videos. And then right here is just a link to all my other sources if you want to take a look at them. And that's pretty much it. I just want to thank you guys for your attention, being a good audience. And this is probably one of the last times that you'll hear my voices for this class. So just have a good summer break, guys. I will see you guys next class.